Here's a 2017 Ram. I'm going to remove the core support. I've already had the air conditioning evacuated. They were happy to have the R1234, and it's out of my hair. Let's go ahead and take this thing apart. Starting with this plastic cover right here, we just got to pop out all these little Christmas tree things. Just like that. Now let's take this grill out of here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts holding the grill in. Now these guys have a coarse kind of screw where they go into plastic, and here where they go into metal, there's just a more fine thread bolt. Pull the grill straight out. It's got little snaps that hold it in place. Try not to bind them or bend them. Jeez. That's these little guys right here. You can buy them at a parts store if you break one, but try not to break them anyway. And this one's got LED lights somebody's put in the grill. I'm going to have to figure out how they've got those in there so I can remove them. Done. Now these two 10mm headlight bolts. Now this part I can't really show too well, but back up in the inner fender well, there's this access, and way up in there, there's a little white tab you have to push up on to release the back of the headlight. That's this thingy right here. Now to remove this upper valance on the bumper right here. There's a bolt on each side back in there. We just reach back in there with a small ratchet and ratchet it out. Unless you're cool like me. These trucks are symmetrical, so you have the same thing on the other side, right there. Then on the back of the valance, holding the inner fender to the valance, is this little 8mm bolt. Same thing on the other side. Would you call it a screw or a bolt? I guess a screw is tapered, so this is a screw. Pull it out on the outside edges and just let them rest. Then you come over here, and these little tabs you push down on the back side, and they usually let go. I promise they do. Just like that. There's this thing right here. I believe they're calling this an absorption bar. It's held on by 4 10mm bolts. On each side there's two just like this. Your hood cable just has these two little things that you pinch together and it slides out of that hole right there. Then you fish this out of where it hooks. On the driver's side only there's this little bracket. It has 1, 2, and 3 little bolts that have to come out. Over here on the driver's side next to the TIPM, there's one ground that needs to be disconnected. Then we need to lift this TIPM out of here. We push in on these little tabs and lift up at the same time to release it. There's 2 on this side, 2 on the back side. Underneath of it, there's this black plug-in with this purple wire and that gray one right back there with the red, white, and black wire. Then this big gray connector down here. It's just one of those lever style things. You just unplug it and sort of pop it off the side of the box there. Pull the wires out through the headlight cavity and just let them rest. Now we've got to unhook this windshield washer sprayer thing right here. You just squeeze these things and pull them apart at the same time. Over here on the passenger side, we'll start by disconnecting these air conditioning lines, which are these two 13mm nuts right here. This AC pressure sensor and this plug-in right here, I don't really remember what it was for. Wish my phone would focus a little better, but that gray plug-in. Now we got to get after these transmission cooler lines. We just pull this little cover back like this and use a pick to dig out these little wires on both lines. This is the thing I'm talking about. That guy. Keep a pan handy. Now I'm going to get after this bottom radiator hose right here. I'm going to undo this clamp and disconnect the radiator hose here. And the top radiator hose I'm going to disconnect right here. Now these bolts that hold the core support in place right here, here, and there. But you have to take them off from the back side. So let me fish you down in there. And I think you can see them. 3 right there. And then there's 2 more right there. Those bolts have the same orientation over here on the driver's side. Now we got to release these little clips that are right there. They go out something like this. Grab one end and pull them out. Same thing with the other side. Now, as is tradition, you get to watch me wrestle this thing out of here. But I wisened up this time and I put a little plastic plug in the radiator because there's always more antifreeze. Always a fight. Okay, she's out. Now this is what we're looking at right here.